Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Rami Jabrini and I am a 17-year-old college student who attends College Montmorency, located in Laval, Quebec. Now, what am I presenting today? Today, I'm making a literary analysis on Alan Gratz, Refugee. Now, although I'm no expert in literary analysis, I've read the book and I understood a thing or two, and I wanted to share what I understood with you guys. So, without further ado, one thing that I learned and I think is really important is that coming of age is a central theme in the book. Indeed. For all three characters, Joseph, Isabel, and Mahmoud, adulthood comes earlier for them. Coming of age is the passage from childhood to adulthood that is made when you become more mature and have to bear more responsibilities. In Joseph's case, he is a Jewish boy who lives in Nazi Germany in 1938. Jews are being persecuted due to the rise of popularity of anti-Semitic propaganda caused by Hitler and his Nazi party. Jews are now fleeing in order to avoid being put in concentration camps. Many of them are seeking asylum in Cuba, including Joseph and his family. To do so, they boarded the MS St. Louis alongside more than 900 Jews in hopes to make it to America. When they made it to Havana's harbor, a Cuban health inspector got on the boat to make sure that no passengers were sick. Unfortunately for Joseph, his father was visibly paranoid, and Joseph's mom did nothing to help. The 13-year-old kid knew that if his father was deemed sick, the whole boat would be sent back to Germany, consequently sent back to a certain death. To avoid that from happening, Joseph took matters into his own hands. He violently slaps his father and threatens him by saying that if he doesn't get his act together, he will be sent back to a concentration camp. The young boy had no choice but to play the role of the man of the house, and it worked. His father got his act together. Now moving on to Isabel. The young girl lived in Cuba in 1994, right when the Havana riots started. The riots started because of the hate towards Fidel Castro and also because of the need for food. Indeed, the population was starving. In the Havana riots, her father became a wanted man because of an altercation he had with a police officer. Because of that, they absolutely had to leave Cuba. She traded her beloved trumpet to get 2 jugs of fuel. She did that to convince her neighbor, Senor Castillo, who secretly had a boat, to let her family leave Cuba with his. And little did she know it worked. She filled the role of an adult by making sure that her family can escape Cuba safely. And that's something a child should never have to worry about. Now let's move on to Mahmoud. Mahmoud lives in Syria that is torn down by the civil war in 2015. Many Syrians are fleeing on foot to go to Germany, to go over there and seek asylum. To do so, the Syrian refugees have to go through a lot of countries, including Hungary. Mahmoud and his family had made it to Hungary, but they were in a refugee camp and about to be deported back to Serbia, which was not good news at all. Both of the kids' parents had completely given up. Mahmoud's father had lost morale after he got beat up in prison earlier in the story. On the other hand, Mahmoud's mother was in complete shock ever since she was forced to give away her daughter. Either way, there was no adult around trying to find a solution, so Mahmoud decided that he would be the solution. He simply got up and walked right out the gate. Little did he know this desperate attempt will actually work. Indeed, when he got up and left, all of the refugees got up and left with him. And the Hungarian army couldn't do anything to stop them unless they used force. And they couldn't use force because they were scared that the UN observers that were watching them would report them. Mahmoud played his role of an adult by teaching his parents a very important lesson, to never ever give up. Also, he played his role as an adult by bringing his parents to safety. While they had given up, he tried something and that something worked. To conclude, coming of age is a central theme in Alan Gratz's Refugee. Indeed, all three characters go through it at an early age. I hope you can better understand the book by knowing one of the central themes. Thank you very much, and please like and subscribe.